it's hay, a lot of nothingness and flat and straight roads.
Well, here we are. We're at Sandy Point Council primitive camping site in Hay, and it's just out the back on the river. Although there's an exclusion zone, you can't actually camp directly on the river. You've got to camp back. There's toilets over there somewhere, and I know that there's silo art just on the other side of the boundary. And here we are. The only requirement is that you check in with a QR code at the moment. We'd planned to go a little further to Darling Point, but the road was so straight and narrow, boring, and there were so many trucks, and we just had enough, and we thought we'd have an early day and just sit and relax. We're not even sure if we'll go into Hay. There's a few other vans around, but there's plenty of space. We'll probably use the rest of our firewood from Mundi Mundi up tonight, because we've been carrying it with us. Really pretty and nice. It's been a bit boggy, you can see, and we just checked the weather forecast to make sure there's no more rain, because it does say if there's rain then they close it, but we think we're right. Well, here we are down on the river, and it's very beautiful. This is in the non-camping section. So we've chosen to camp quite a way back away from so many people. From down in the river, there's this cool paved path that comes up, and it goes right along the river quite a way, and then up here, and it's quite nice. I don't know what this used to be. I thought there'd be a sign, and there might be yet. You can see we've been letting our water just run through as we've had showers. This has really been a good campsite for us. We didn't go into town and do much. So many bins around the place. The toilets are great, and we gave Refuge to somebody, a lady that wasn't keen to camp on her own, and her beautiful dog Stevie. But it was so nice and quiet and spread out, and back to really what we love to do. So today we're not going to drive very far, just halfway to home, and we will go near Wagga. So it's 267 kilometres to Wagga, and then from Wagga to home it's 267 kilometres or thereabouts. So we thought that that would be pretty good for our last night, and basically give the kids a chance to clean the house, because they'll need Saturday morning, I would think. We've been gone so long. Anyhow, choice spot if you just want some downtime, and so big, goes all the way over, and that's where the water tanks are. You changed your stick, Mr. Howe. It's smaller. You shrunk.
I put the smaller one on. Yes. The other one was wobbling too much.
You wanted a stiffer stick. We just pulled into Darlington Point for lunch. You had to turn off the highway, but it was only 2 k's, and it was so worth it. We had the most amazing lunch over at the pub, and it's along the river. It's so pretty. There's cafes and there's supermarkets and butchers and everything, and there's a bridge over there. It's actually the beginning of Kidman Way. We were on the other end when we went to Good Hope Pub a few weeks ago, and it was funny that we turned in here. But there's a free camp here, and we're thinking we'll come back one day because it's just so pretty. Anyhow, we're heading to Wagga today because it's closer to home. So here we go. Well, we made it to Wagga, and this is the free camp, and boy, isn't it busy. It's along a busy road, which we're hoping the traffic will drop off. There's the creek on the other side, and there's a long walkway along. But I guess everybody has the same thought of us. And while we're not on top of each other, it is a lot busier than we expected. We drove past this in Christmas, and there was maybe 3 vans in here. And people are camping in tents down there, but there's signs everywhere saying not to. But I guess they know what they're doing. Anyhow, I'm going to have a look around. This is behind the caravan park. It's a wildlife sanctuary. It's very, very quiet. No birds or anything. And it's only about 4:30 in the afternoon. It's a really strange place, or I think so. Many big trees with hollows, so perhaps there's lots of possums, because there's definitely lots of signs with pictures of possums. But I feel a bit eerie in here, to be honest. Well, as you can see, it rained and rained and rained last night, so much so that the ducks are swimming in puddles, and the place is pretty packed and pretty wet. We're up. This is about 8 o'clock, and there's more rain due. We left the car hooked last night because we decided not to go into town, and we're ready really quickly. We've got it down pat so quick. Sometimes you finish and you think, oh, what else is there to do? The only thing I would say with this campsite is there's quite a few permanents in the bushes, and while nothing happened, I didn't feel as safe as I have in some other places walking around on my own in there. But nothing happened. I chose to come back to the van. I didn't get, there were birds around, but I didn't get any photos because that area is quite big in there, but there's little camps of permanent people in there, and you just get the feeling you're not that welcome. But here, no problem at all. Nice and quiet. All the generators went off at 8:30, and it was all good. And we're homebound today, so we've got 266 kilometres to go. So here we go. This is it. I'm always a little sad and excited when the end of a trip comes. I want to go home, I want to see my boys and everything, but I just love being on the road. Thanks for travelling with me, and I'll see you on the other side. Here's not where we expected to be. We've driven to a Toyota dealership. We've got an alarm on the car coming up. This is the beginning of a whole lot of pain for us, not just with the car, but other things as well. So I'll catch you up next week when I've got some answers. See you on the other side.